Welcome to September's episode of the construction of the A57 Mottram bypass. So let's get on with it, and as usual in these videos, let's start off by checking out the progress of the construction of the new bridge over the M67 at St Anne's Road. So looking at the bridge from the M67, you can see over the last month there hasn't really been that much progress on the outside of the bridge. Now again, it's been around about a month since we were last here at the St Anne's Bridge, and there's been a little bit of progress. Not what you call a massive bit of progress. Anyway, still a few months before it's finished. From the picture taken a month ago, you can see the deck wasn't completely concreted. But today's picture clearly shows that it's all now concreted. So, let's get on with it and get down to the bottom of the M67 to junction 4, the Hattersley roundabout, to see if they've progressed a little bit more than this bridge here. Now let's go right the way through the route of this new bypass. And let's start at the beginning, or the end, the Hattersley roundabout at the end of the M67. So extra lanes are going to be added to the roundabout itself, and there's also going to be traffic lights installed, finally. From the roundabout, there will be a new dual carriageway, which will divert all traffic away from Mottram village. Under this new dual carriageway, there will also be an underpass for Old Mill Farm. A new bridge will carry the A6018 row cross road over the dual carriageway, which will also include a 140 metre long underpass to take the bypass under Old Road and Old Hall Road to the north of Mottram. Before the bridge and the underpass can be built, a temporary road is going to be constructed to keep traffic flowing from Mottram to Staley Bridge. Originally, the road was going to be called the A57/A628 Mottram in Longdale, Hollingworth and Tintwistle bypass, but this was all shelved in 2009. At Mottram Moor, there is going to be a significant junction which is going to be controlled by traffic lights. This is where it will change from a dual carriageway to a single carriageway. This new single carriage roadway from Mottram Moor to Woolley Bridge will also separate Glossop traffic from the vehicles travelling over the Pennines along the A628 Woodhead Pass. There is also going to be another underpass here at Carhouse Lane for the farmers to use. As well as building a new bridge over the River Evero, they're also going to be altering the River Evero, which is going to help manage flood risks. The new bypass will then end at a major junction at Woolley Bridge Road. Construction began in May 2025 and is expected to finish in spring 2028, and it's expected to cost between 230 and 300 million pounds. Now we've arrived at the end or the beginning of the M67 at the Hattersley roundabout, and again we're at the most dangerous pedestrian crossing in the UK. Anyway, there seems to be a little bit of change on the roundabout here, so again, let's risk life and limb to get across the crossing and check out the roundabout. So we've made it halfway. There's not that much of change gone on the roundabout, I don't think. I'll have to check back on the video and see the change, but the motorway's got busy again, hasn't it? Now the kids are back at school. Difference between August and September. Anyway, let's go on this one now. Make sure I don't get run over. So you can see from the picture taken a month ago to the picture taken today, the only thing what's different is the cones have been moved around a little. Now we seem to have a bit of a change over here. There is a huge pile of stones arrived. Now I'm guessing that pile of stone is for the temporary road they're going to be building at Row Cross Road. Shall we have a walk down to the Balfour Beatty compound and see if we can see anything change there? Doesn't look like anything's changed from here, but you never know. The old A57 road hasn't changed at all over the last month. Nothing really changed in the Balfour Beatty compound here. So let's go behind the petrol station and see what we can see in the gap in the fence. Now, the only real change behind the back of the petrol station from last month to this month is it looks like they're putting some pad stones down, which could mean there's more side cabins being installed. So, other than the big pile of stone and the traffic increase, it's not really that much different from last month. So, let's get over to Rowcross Road, Old Road and Old Hall Lane and see if they finally demolished all the houses. Now we've arrived at Rowcross Road, let's check out the left-hand side changes first. So here on Rowcross Road you can see we have a massive change here, and this is where the temporary road is going to go. And when we went to the meeting, they said it would all be crushed stone and then they would reuse all the stone again on the main highway. So, looking pretty good. So now you know why these bungalows were knocked down, because this is the path of the temporary road. Now this is the view a month ago from the roundabout at Hattersley across the fields, past the bungalows, which was only just still there, to Rowcross Road. And if we look at the same path today, we can see there's loads of changes in a month. So we've got this road now where they're bringing the crushed stone, and you would never know there used to be 3 bungalows on this part of the site. So let's have a look on the other side of Rowcross Road to see what changes we've got on that side. So you can see there's been a bit of cleaning up going on here on the other side of the road, so on Old Road. And one of the first things I've noticed is the last remaining house has gone. So again, you can clearly see from a month ago the house on the left hand side, and today no sign of it whatsoever. So let's go on to Old Road and see if we can get a closer look. Again, a month ago you can clearly see the last remaining house and the big green fencing. And today, no house, still the same green fencing though. From this aerial picture, which has been taken from drone footage by Simon Rhodes, and Simon has kindly allowed me to use still pictures and some of his drone footage, you can see exactly what this compound looks like behind the green fences now. So a month ago from the green fence you could see a house still standing in Old Hall Lane, and today you can see it's just rubble. Now the houses on Tollymarsh Close, I haven't really covered the ones which have been knocked down. So it's these 2 rows of houses just here at the top of the picture. Now this is what the houses looked like before they knocked them down. And again, with the aid of Simon's still photographs, you can see these houses again are no longer. So that's the changes on Old Road. Let's have a look at Old Hall Lane on the other side of these massive green walls. So a month ago you can still see the houses there on Tollymarsh Close, and you could see the big old stone detached house. Now the detached house has gone, and so have the houses on Tollymarsh Close. Now big changes here on Old Hall Lane. Now the stone terrace is still here, but the big old stone detached house is no more. Again, a month ago you can clearly see the big old stone detached. And today, it's gone. So that's the changes on Rowcross Road, Old Road and Old Hall Lane. Let's get over to Mottram Moor and have a look and see if they've made any changes there. And then we'll go to the right, to the other end, and see if there's been anything there happening. Here we are on the Mottram Moor, and you can tell the kids are back at school because there's lots more traffic than there was last month. So we can see there's more action in this left-hand field than last time we were here. So we have lots of changes on this side of Mottram Moor, so going down into Glossop from Hattersley and Mottram. You can see there's diggers and all sorts in this field, and they've marked it all out with cones. So I'm guessing where the cones are, that's actually going to be the route of the road. I'm only guessing. Again, from Simon's great drone footage, you can see that all the hedges have been removed from either side of the road, and it gives us a good view of what's happening over there. So while the traffic is at a standstill, let's get over the road and take a closer look at this right hand side of the road and see what's been going on there and what the changes are over this month. Now again, using Simon Rhodes drone footage, we get a better view of what's going on this right hand side of the road. Again, you can see the temporary road which is allowing the work vehicles access to building this bridge over the River Evero. Hopefully when we get down to the other end, we'll see some more work going on. Now that's the big changes on Mottram Moor, let's go over to Woolly Bridge Road and see if they're doing anything on that end. Now, before we go down to Woolly Lane and see the start finish of the A57 link road, I'm just here at the traffic lights where the gun in is. That's Mottram Moor up there. And this has a lot of concerns, this road. I think this road's called Market Street. Anyway, put in the comments if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm sure it's Market Street. Yeah, it is, it's Market Street. There's a sign there, so you don't need to put it in the comments. Anyway, this is where other locals have a lot of concerns about this link road. They think this road going down here is where all the traffic is going to end up. Only time will tell. Now the Moor, like I've said in the other videos, is going to go from this dual carriageway to a single carriageway and cycle lane, and they have a lot of concerns about that as well, saying because there's a lot of wagons come up this road from the M1, they reckon they're going to struggle up this road and cause a load of problems. Again, we won't really know until it's open and then we see what goes on with this area, but massive concerns from people in the comments and other locals who I've spoken to. We'll see what happens. Let's finally go down there, down Woolly Lane, and see if there's any changes down here. So we're just down from Woolly Bridge, which goes over the Evero, and you can see we've actually got some changes here now at this end. They've cleared all the bushes again and been chopping a few trees down. Let's go down to the country park entrance and see if there's any changes there. Simon's drone footage gives us a great view here of where they've cleared a path for the road. So this is where the bridge is going to be going over the River Evero, and just in the distance where the houses are is where the junction's going to be for the link road. So you can just see the River Evero here poking through the bushes, and besides them cutting all these hedges back, and you can see the construction workers in the distance. Other than that, and the fences, there's not a lot here. So hopefully when we come back in a month's time, we do actually see something going on here. So that's my continuing look at the construction of the A57 Link Road Mottram bypass. So hopefully you've liked the video, and as usual, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.